I used to believe love was measured in how much you gave. How much of yourself you carved away just to keep others comfortable. But that night, the night the spoon slipped from my hand and cracked against the tile floor, I realized I'd been wrong my entire life. The gravy bled across my apron like an inkblot, like proof that my existence in this family was nothing more than a stain they'd learned to ignore. 15 feet away, laughter roared. Glasses clinked. Plates scraped. And me? I was still in the kitchen. Don't start without me, Mom had promised earlier.
But promises don't mean much when my brother Julian walks through the door.
He'd shown up 2 hours late, coasting in with his polished grin and a bottle of wine someone else probably handed him. Instantly, the air shifted. My father's voice, booming celebratory, rose above the noise.
To Julian, the reason we real here. The word sliced through me like a blade.
I'd been up since Tuesday morning, chopping, seasoning, waking before dawn to get the turkey in the oven, and yet in one toast I disappeared. I knelt to clean the mess, knees aching against the tile. From that low angle, I could see them clearly. Mom fixing Julian's collar like he was a boy again. Dad refilling his glass with reverence. My aunt leaning in, eyes shining as he recounted yet another success story. Not one of them noticed I wasn't there. And maybe that should have been enough to break me.
But it wasn't. Not yet.
3 weeks earlier, Mom had started the holiday group chat. Thanksgiving menu planning. She typed, with her trademark cheer. Only this year's menu wasn't about tradition. It was about Julian. We'll make his favorites. He's been so busy. I'd suggested, just once, maybe we skip the stress and try the new restaurant on the bay.
Mom shut it down fast. Traditionsmatter. Besides, you're so good in the kitchen.
Translation, you're so useful in the kitchen. Something shifted in me then, though I didn't recognize it. It was like tectonic plates grinding quietly before the quake. So when Mom, without even glancing at me, said, "Could you grab more ice for Julian's drink?" I answered with one word.
No. The air shattered.
The sound of it, so small, so sharp, was like glass splintering in their perfect dining room.
Julians Mund hung open.
Mom blinked, her smile twitching at the edges.
Dad's fork clattered down.
Your brother drove 2 hours to be here, he said.
2 hours, I shot back.
I've been cooking for 2 days. The silence was heavy enough to crush bone. My rebellion, a single syllable, might cost me the fragile illusion of belonging I'd been chasing for 35 years.
And then, they moved on. Just like that.
Julian resumed his story. Mom redirected attention. And I sat down for the first time in my own life, not as their servant, but as a ghost who finally made noise. That night, after carrying pie to the table without thanks, I saw something on Mom's iPad that gutted me more than their indifference ever had. Excited for Julian's special Thanksgiving menu. The post read. Picture after picture scrolled by.
Birthdays. Easters. Christmases. Julian, center frame. Always Julian. Me? An elbow here. The back of my head tear.
Always blurred, always background. Not one photo proved I'd ever existed at their table. And that's when it hit me. I hadn't just been overlooked, I'd been erased. The rest of the evening blurred. Julian was gifted my grandmother's cabinet, the one I'd cherished since I was a child. My parents spoke proudly of the down payment they'd help him with on his new beach house. The same parents who called me reckless when I scraped together the money to buy my modest condo on my own. Every word at that table drove the knife deeper. Every smile at Julian's expense reminded me that in this family, my value began and ended with what I served. And when Mom called weeks later to assign me Christmas duties, come early to help Julian set up, he's so busy, something inside me finally snapped. For the first time, I said it out loud. I'm busy too. I have my own life. The silence on her end was deafening. Family comes first, she whispered finally.
No, I said. Julian comes first.
I've just been convenient. Her gasp carried all the weight of decades of denial. But the truth had already left my lips, and I couldn't swallow it back. I wish I could tell you the story ends with reconciliation. With a toast raised in my honor at the next holiday table.
But it doesn't.
Instead, it ends with me choosing myself. It ends with me laughing with co-workers over bad karaoke instead of crying into pie crust. It ends with me typing an email to my family that said, I won't be at Julian's Christmas. I need to create a life where I am more than the hands in the kitchen. And maybe they'll never forgive me. Maybe they'll keep pretending I was never there. But for the first time in 35 years, I don't need their permission to exist. So I'll leave you with this question, because I know I'm not alone in this. What do you do when the people you love most refuse to see you? Do you keep serving, or do you finally walk away from the table?